The illusion of comfort. What if I told you that the bed you love is actually a coffin you're building for your potential? Comfort is a slow-acting poison that paralyzes your ambition and turns your muscles into mush. Most people spend their lives looking for the easy button, but that button is a lie designed to keep you weak, manageable, and average. When you choose the path of least resistance, you are choosing to decay. You aren't resting, you are rotting. The warmth of your blanket is actually the cold grip of mediocrity pulling you into a grave of what-ifs. You need to stop viewing comfort as a reward and start seeing it as the enemy. Every second you spend being comfortable is a second your competition is outworking you, outthinking you, and outliving you. If you aren't shivering, sweating, or hurting, you aren't growing. The world doesn't need more people who are okay. It needs people who are willing to set their comfort on fire to see what they are truly made of. The 40% rule of pain. What if you realize that when your brain screams, "I'm done," you've actually only used 40% of your actual capacity? Your mind is a master manipulator, a coward that wants to protect you from the very friction required to sharpen you. It will give you 1,000 reasons to stop the rain, the soreness, the lack of sleep. But those are all hallucinations of a weak spirit. The real work doesn't even start until you want to quit. That's the threshold. Everything before that point was just a warm-up for the masses. When you hit the wall, you don't turn around, you find a sledgehammer and demolish it. You have reserves of strength you haven't even tapped into because you're too busy listening to the soft voice in your head. You have to learn to silence the governor in your brain that limits your speed. Push past the 40% and meet the monster living inside you, calousing the mind. What if your mind was as soft as a baby's foot because you've never walked on the thorns of discipline? You need to build mental calluses. Just like hands get tough from lifting heavy iron, the mind gets tough by doing things you hate every single day. If you hate running, run. If you hate the cold, jump in the ice. If you hate waking up at 4 a.m., do it until your alarm clock is afraid of you. You don't do these things for the physical result. You do them to harden your soul. A soft mind shatters at the first sign of tragedy or hardship. A calloused mind views a storm as a playground. You must seek out friction. You must voluntarily put yourself in the furnace of discipline so that when life tries to burn you, you realize you are the fire. Stop avoiding the grind. The grind is the only thing that can sculpt a masterpiece out of the clay of your current pathetic existence. The accountability mirror. What if you stopped lying to the person in the mirror? We live in a world of filters and fake likes, but the mirror doesn't lie. Look at yourself. Are you a coward? Are you lazy? Are you fat? Are you a quitter? Stop making excuses and start owning the ugliness of your reality. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge. Most people surround themselves with yes men who tell them they are doing their best. Your best is garbage if it hasn't changed your life yet. You need to be your own harshest critic. Write down your failures and tape them to the wall. Every morning, stand there and look at the person who let you down yesterday. Then spend the rest of the day making sure that person dies and a warrior takes their place. Real change doesn't come from positive affirmations. It comes from the brutal, raw honesty of knowing you are currently not enough and deciding to do something about it. Taking souls. What if you used your hardship to dominate the very environment that tries to break you? Taking souls isn't about being a bully. It's about being so relentless that your sheer presence makes your obstacles and your competition give up. When everyone else is slowing down because it's hard, that is when you accelerate. You want to get to a point where your work ethic is so terrifying that the people around you feel ashamed of their own laziness. You don't compete with others. You compete with the very idea of quitting. You want to be the person who, when things go wrong, everyone looks to because they know you thrive in hell. You don't just survive the grind. You own it. You become the standard that no one else can meet. When the world tries to beat you down, you stand back up and ask, is that all you've got? The unending grind. What if you understood that there is no finish line? People ask, when can I stop? The answer is never. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment you begin your descent into irrelevance. Success is not a destination, it's a temporary state that must be defended every single day. The grind is a lifestyle, not a 12-week program. You have to wake up every morning and earn your spot on this earth all over again. Yesterday's trophies are nothing but dust. The universe doesn't care what you did last year. It cares what you are doing right now, at this second, while you're tired and broken. Discipline is the only thing that stays when motivation dies. And motivation is a fickle friend who leaves when it gets cold. You must become a machine of pure will. There is no done. There is only more. Stay hungry, stay miserable, and keep grinding until the day they put you in the dirt. What if everything you thought you knew about your limits was a bold-faced lie told to you by your own cowardice? Right now, you're sitting there scrolling, breathing, existing, but you aren't living. You're waiting for a sign or a feeling to get started. You're waiting for the perfect time. Let me tell you something that will haunt your dreams. The perfect time is a ghost that will lead you straight to a mediocre grave. You think you're tired. You're not tired. You're just soft. You've been pampered by a world that wants you to stay in bed and eat their garbage. What if I told you that on the other side of that pain you're avoiding is the only version of you worth meeting? I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation is for the weak. I'm here to tell you that you are currently losing a war against yourself. If you don't change right now, if you don't embrace the grind and learn to love the suffering, you will die a shadow. The clock is ticking. Are you going to be a nobody, or are you going to take what's yours? Don't blink. Don't look away. It's time to go to work. What if you woke up today and realized you are your own worst enemy? Look at your life. Look at the excuses you've stacked up like a wall between you and greatness. You say you want to be successful. You say you want to be the man, but your actions say you want to be a professional couch potato. The grind doesn't care about your feelings. The weights don't care if you didn't sleep well. The road doesn't care if your legs hurt. The world is a cold, unforgiving place that eats the uninspired for breakfast. You think you've worked hard? You haven't seen hard. Hard is when your mind starts playing tricks on you, telling you that you're going to die if you take one more step and you take 10 more. Hard is when you're the only one awake at 3 a.m. because good enough isn't in your vocabulary. You are currently operating at a fraction of your potential because you're afraid of a little bit of discomfort. You're afraid of sweat. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of the very things that are required to make you a beast. Stop looking for the easy way out. There is no hack. There is no shortcut. There is only the long, brutal, lonely road of self-discipline. You have to learn to embrace the suck. When it gets hard, that's when the real you shows up. Who are you when the lights go out? Who are you when no one is watching? Are you still that person who quits when it gets uncomfortable? You need to build a mind that is bulletproof, a mind that can withstand the storms of life without cracking. You do that by doing the things you hate every single day. No days off, no cheat meals for your soul. You grind until the person you used to be is unrecognizable. You grind until your shadow is afraid to follow you. You aren't here to try, you're here to conquer. Now get off your ass and go find some pain to overcome. The message is simple. Your potential is a mountain that can only be climbed through the relentless daily application of discipline and the total rejection of comfort. You are capable of heights that would terrify your current self, but you will never reach them as long as you prioritize your feelings over your future. The grind is the only way out of the cage of mediocrity. It is a perpetual war that you must win every single morning before the rest of the world even opens its eyes.